Hi everyone, this is Luz Cadena, Interim Director of Distance Learning Support Services. Like you, I'm working on converting original content into an ultra course view. And one of the things I'm working on right now that I am struggling with are my tests. And you might be experiencing the same thing too. When I copied my content from this original course into my ultra course, I noticed that not all my quizzes, primary resource activities, etc., transferred over. And that is because if you think back to your training, when you convert or copy from Ultra to Original, you have to have a matching tool on the Ultra side in order to receive that content. If we copy test surveys and polls over to Ultra, Ultra does not have test surveys and polls. All Ultra has is test banks, which means only the polls right here will copy over into Ultra. Only your polls will copy over into that test banks tool. So if you have tests, how do you get them over into Ultra without having to recreate them from scratch? Well, I learned that you need to convert your tests to pools. Once you convert your tests to pools, and then you copy your test surveys and pools over to Ultra, those tests would go with them. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to show you on tests. On tests, I have all these guided reading exercises, quizzes, and primary exercise quizzes that came with the publisher. But when I go to my pools, all that goes into the pools are just those chapter tests. But I also want those quizzes and primary resource activities. So I need to convert those into pools so they will copy over. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And while it's going to be a few clicks and a few steps, it's better than having to recreate all these other tests and quizzes from scratch. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to convert my Chapter 5 quiz and primary resource activity into a pool. So this is how you do that. You're going to select Build Pool in your test surveys and pools, and you might want to do this in a master course. I'm going to click there, and I'm going to give it a name. Chapter 5 Primary Resources. I'm going to convert that test or that quiz into a pool. I give it a name and I hit submit at the bottom right hand corner, and I have an empty test canvas here. So I'm simply going to go to find questions right here, and when I find questions, this box will open. Let me extend it so it looks a little better, and I'm going to look for tests, and I'm going to look for my Chapter 5 primary resources. It's right here. You can see it right here. Chapter 5 primary resource exercise quiz. I'm going to select that. And all those questions part of that quiz will be listed here. There are only 5. I'm going to select them all and hit submit. Those questions have now been added to this Chapter 5 pool canvas, and I simply click OK. I've now created a Chapter 5 primary resource pool. And when I copy this over, it'll copy over and go into my test banks. Let me show you one more time with the quiz. I'm going to go to Build Pool, give it a title, Chapter 5 Quiz. Let me correct my spelling there. I click Submit, the bottom right hand corner. I have my empty canvas. Now I want to bring those Chapter 5 quiz questions into this pool canvas. So I go to Find Questions, and I'll get a pop-up box. Forgive me here, I have 2 screens, so it opens on the other screen. I'm going to close the polls and open the tests. I'm going to find my Chapter 5 quiz. Here it is right here, Chapter 5 Review Quiz. Select that. Now notice I have 74 items in this quiz. So what I like to do there is click the Show All button, Show All, so that all 75 questions appear on one page. And what that will allow me to do is to select this button at the top, that is a Select All button. It'll tell me here that I've selected 74 questions, and I simply hit Submit. It'll take me back to my pool canvas, and I will see that all 74 questions are now part of this pool. And I simply click OK. And that pool is done. Here it is, Chapter 5 quiz. Okay. When I'm done completely converting all my tests that I want, and even if you're not sure you're going to use them, you may want to convert them anyway. Convert them from tests to pools. They'll be listed, excuse me, here in your test surveys and pools under pools. Once you're done doing that, then you can do your course copy. You can go to customization, no, excuse me, packages and utilities, course copy. You're going to copy into an existing course. In your case, it's going to be your master course, your ultra master course. So I click browse. And you're going to find your ultra master course. Let me find that here. I'm going to copy it into my live history course. I'm going to show you an example. I hit submit. So there's my course. In your case, it will hopefully be your master course. And then I tell Blackboard, all I want are those test surveys and pools. I know it's not going to copy over the tests. I know it's not going to copy over the surveys. All it will copy will be those pools. Okay? Always select the middle option when you're copying content and you hit submit. So it's been put in queue. So it may take a little time to convert to Ultra, but let's take a look to see if they're beginning to appear. I'm going to go to upcoming courses. Here is my Ultra History course. And remember, there is no test surveys and pools in Ultra. It will be located here in my question banks. Your question bank is the equivalent to your pools in your test surveys and pools. So when I simply click on Manage Banks, here it is. Look at that. All my chapter tests are here, including that chapter 5 quiz I had just created. And now I have a test bank from which I can build other quizzes, other tests, midterms, final exams, or even assignments. Remember, in the assignments tool in Collaborate Ultra, in Blackboard Ultra, you can create assignments that have multiple type choice questions, etc. Kind of like handouts or worksheets. And it's still copying that content over, but it is here. And if something copies over that you don't want, you can simply hit delete. Remember, you want to complete your pool first and then copy it over. If I go back and finish chapters 6 through 15 and copy my test surveys and pools again, I'm going to wind up having multiple copies of these chapter tests. So again, make sure your pools is ready the way you want it to be, and then copy it over. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you and I hope it proves useful. If you need any assistance, please visit us during office hours. We are certainly here to help. Thank you all. Bye-bye.